Hi, everyone. It's so good to see you all here. My name is Olga, and I am the Director of Content Marketing here at Animatron. And today, I'm going to present to you a very special guest. His name is Salma Jafri. Welcome, Salma. And Salma is a YouTube certified video content strategist and an international speaker. And she's also the founder of, and here goes the hashtag, B Media Mastermind, a video training academy for entrepreneurs. And so while we're waiting for everyone to tune in, because we do have quite a lot of people who asked to join us today, could you just guys just let us know where you're tuning in from today, and you can actually do this using this the chat on the right hand side. So just say hi and just let us know where you're from. And that's hi, Vicky. That's exciting. Cornwall, UK. That's great to hear. So before we begin, I'm just gonna tell you a couple of words of how Salma and I met, and it was during the Inbound conference in Boston that took place last year, I think. So I just decided to attend Salma's talk because it did sound very exciting, just like the webinar that we're having today, which is how to craft a video first content strategy. So and Salma just happened to mention Animatron Wave, and that was the name at that time, and it's Wave.video now, so we kind of rebranded. And just after the talk, I came up to Salma, and we just instantly became like best friends. It was very exciting to talk and to find out that we do have so much in common. So we decided to bring Salma to the webinar, and so that she can share her best tips on how to craft the video first strategy with you guys. So I'm just going to give Salma the floor here, and so she can introduce herself and talk to you guys.
All right. Hey, guys. Wow. So I can see that people are joining in from all over the world, which is so amazing. Gotta love the power of the internet. Gotta love the power of a global community. And I love the fact that Wave has brought us all together. So we're all obviously video aficionados. We're all obviously video creators. And so, you know, you're all my people. Yay. So awesome. People are joining in from, let me scroll up here and just like see where you guys are all from. So Bulgaria, Cornwall, London, Atlanta, Toronto, Greece, Boston, Italy, wow, South Carolina, San Clemente, California, Bulgaria, is that Des Moines? Not 100% sure if the S is silent or not, but yeah, Kelbrook from UK. So awesome. And I'm actually in Asia, and I need to adjust my screen here so you can see a lot of good purple goodness behind me, which is what I actually love, because I think purple is just such a color of creativity. And as video creators, it's all about being like creative and just, you know, finding your voice. And so hang on, let me just adjust this a little bit. So there we go. That's a better frame. New York City, beautiful Nicaragua. Awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. So as Olga was mentioning, we met last year at a conference where I happened to be talking about social video, and I'd come across Wave video in my research and instantly fell in love with the product. And here we are, you know, I don't know, 6 months later or something. And I just love how, you know, community and shared passions connect all of us. So what I would really love for you guys to do is share one video challenge that you have currently, something that you want help with, something you want to ask questions around. You can use the Ask Questions tab, and Olga will be monitoring that. And we will take a break during this webinar to answer questions. So the way that we've structured it is that we're going to take a break midway through. excuse my voice. And I have my cup of tea as well here, because I was just telling Olga that I actually do have a bad throat today. So I'm going to be drinking like lots of warm liquids during this webinar, keep you guys entertained. So basically the way we structured it is that we're going to take questions all the way through, but while I'm presenting, I can't see the questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pause in the middle of the webinar. I'm going to see all the questions that have come in thus far. And if they're appropriate and relevant to answer right away, I'll do that. And then we move on to the second part of the webinar, right? So you can ask questions at any and all times. I would, in fact, deeply encourage you to start off by sharing your #1 video challenge. And then as we go through the webinar, let me know what your questions are, because I think that we would love to make it more interactive and definitely something that was going to be beneficial for everybody. So are you guys ready? Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to set up here. And I'm going to start sharing my screen. So Olga, I just need a final, okay, it is there, ready. Okay, yay, ready. Okay, so just give me a thumbs up if everyone's ready. Olga, I can see you, but you guys can give me like a virtual thumbs up if you guys are ready. Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All righty, so here we go. All right. Olga, if you could just come on the mic for 1 second, let me know if you can see my screen. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I can see just fine.
Okay, yay! Love it when technology actually works and cooperates. All right, so the webinar is called How to Craft a Video First Content Strategy. I'm the host, Salma Jafri, and this is presented to you in conjunction with Wave.video. Now, what we're going to do today is I'm going to take you through what we're going to cover, which is, it's 2018. Is video the new blogging? We're going to talk about how video is a medium that offers derivative forms of content. Then we're going to discuss your creative strategy, and then I'm going to introduce you to the H3 video content framework. And then we're going to discuss lots and lots of examples of how to implement this framework in your business and in your actual implementation of what you want to do with your business and with video. So my name is Salma Jafri. I'm a video content strategist. I'm also a speaker and a video trainer. My flagship product is the Be the Media Mastermind, which is a video training academy. So I'm really in the field of education and online training, which is why I love the internet, because now it's so easy to be able to reach so many people and share your knowledge. And that is one of my huge passions, to be able to teach and share everything that I learn about video. I am YouTube certified, which essentially means that YouTube gave me an exam to take and I passed it, and I got certified in content strategy, which has been an area that I've always worked in. So before I got into video in 2016, I was working in content marketing for 9 years, and before that in corporate. And so I have always been a lover of all things content creation, blogging, a little bit of podcasting, video creation. So a through and through content creator at heart. I'm also a channel partner at entrepreneur.com. So all of my video content is syndicated to Entrepreneur, because I am fully focused on serving business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, brands, anyone who is learning how to use video and who wants to find great strategic ways to implement it in their business today. You can find me on youtube.com/Salma Jafri 76. And if you want to get in touch directly, then salmajafri.com/contact is the way to go. All right, so the question that we're asking is, we've just started 2018, and is video the new blog? Can we relate video to how we used to talk about blogging way back in, let's say, 2010, 2011? So I want to present some insights to you. I came across this research by Vidyard, and they said, according to their survey, on average, businesses are creating 18 new videos per month. That is almost precisely the same cadence as a weekday blogging schedule. That just blew my mind, because I was like, 18 videos a month, that's like what, 4 videos a week? And then they go on to say the pink underline down below is other data points from the study underscore the video is the new blogging hypothesis. And so this report essentially is saying that companies and brands and entrepreneurs are now starting to create video the way that they used to create blogs back in 2010, 2011. So why is that? What has changed and what is happening? So, I mean, you've probably seen all the big stats, but we'll just go over them really quickly, right? So Cisco says that by 2021, 80% of all internet traffic is going to be video. And by 2021, it's going to be 1.9 billion internet video users. And also by 2021, they're going to be watching 3 million minutes of video per month. But what does all of that actually mean? Because it's difficult to kind of look at stats and big numbers and sort of assess, how does this apply to us? How does this apply to my agency, my business, my video content creation process, right? Well, that's what I want to talk about today. And specifically going forward from 28, when these people are talking about the 2021. So I specifically want to talk about that particular time frame. And I want to talk about 3 trends to note during this time frame. The first one is search friendly. The second one is platform agnostic. And the second one is audience or algorithm preferential. So what do these 3 trends mean for your business? So let's get into that. So search friendly. Now, this is a study released by Shareaholic. And what is fascinating to me about this study is that blue line of search dips down around 2014 and social takes over. So people were actually finding content more via social media versus search engines. But look at what's happening at the end of 2017, or rather like the third quarter of 2017. The blue line is back up. What is happening? This analysis by Shareaholic, which says that a year ago, site visitors were much more likely to be referred from social networks, but now they're increasingly likely to come from search engines. Against all odds, 2017 was the year that search made a comeback. And since 2014, search had paced behind social in share of visits, but it retook the lead in 2017, driving 34.8% of site visits in 2017 compared to just 25.6% from social. And this chart actually aggregates data from 13 social networks and 6 search engines. So what does that mean? What are they saying? So some of the key takeaways for marketers and publishers and business owners is that search will continue to be the largest and most efficient traffic driver in 2018. And for you, that means good news for you. You only need to focus on 1 or 2 platforms as far as your core content strategy goes. And what I love about this study is that instead of, the focus to create content on all the platforms together, if you focus on creating core content for one platform, then you will be creating derivative content for all the other social media networks and everything else as well. And so the power of search is super, super crucial to making your videos successful. And I'm going to show you a little bit about how that works. So I'm just, a lowly marketer. And if I can make a video about a very popular search term, such as Facebook groups marketing, which has approximately 90,000 searches being performed for this term every single month and 6.1 million results for it. And if I do a search, my video comes up for this term. Why? Because my video is search optimized. So therefore, I'm ranking in YouTube and Google for this particular video. And that blows my mind. I can compete with much larger organizations and publishers if I can just get my search strategy narrowed down, focus on my SEO, know what my audience wants, what kind of keywords they're searching for. Another example, this is another video of mine, and this one is ranking for the term how to read a video script, which has 28 million results. So what you can see here is that I'm ranking in 3 different places for this video. I'm ranking on YouTube, which is the place that this video was originally published. Then I'm ranking on Entrepreneur's YouTube channel. If you remember, I mentioned in my bio that I'm a channel partner for them. So they syndicate all my content on their platform. And so their video is ranking alongside my own channel's video. So people can discover me in 2 different ways, right? But the third result is even more amazing. My own website's blog post is ranking on page 1. And this is all search performed in incognito mode, right? So it is relatively free of personalization. So I'm able to rank my YouTube channel, my syndicated video, and my blog post on all of these terms. And the reason that I can do that, again, is because of the power of search. So we're going to get into a little bit of the power of search and how you can use that to create video content, because it is a trend that is exploding right now. And I think that it's something that every video creator should understand, make use of to create powerful videos. So the second trend is to be platform agnostic. So what does that mean? So I'm not like, I know that all social media networks have their own agenda, right? When we create content for social media, we know that we're the product, they own the company, they own the network, they can do whatever, they can ban our pages, they can shut down our content, they can, increase the reach, they can tweak their algorithm, and that will affect our business, right? So what you want to do is you want to create videos that are platform agnostic. What does that mean? That means that look at all the different formats. 4:3 on TV, 16:9 is the aspect ratio that's shown on YouTube and Facebook. 1:1 is the aspect ratio for square video, which is on Instagram, and the one that I didn't show here, which is Instagram stories, which is vertical video, 9:16. So what you want to do is create video content for all of these platforms. So you don't want to tie yourself to any one kind of format or any one kind of platform, right? You want to be like, yeah, whichever platform, I'm going to own them all. I'm going to be on all of them because my audience is going to be on all of these different platforms. So you want to have your video strategy derived from where your audience is. So if your audiences are on, let's say, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and wherever, so you want to be there as well. So that's kind of a trend that you need to understand and get on board with. And if you're already a Wave customer, then you are pretty much aligned with that trend already. So that's really cool. So the third thing that I wanted to talk about is algorithm preferential. So what does that mean? So essentially, this is a study from 2016. So it's slightly outdated, but it still matters, which is why I'm talking about it today. It's one done by Buffer, which shows that video got the most engagement, right, out of all of the different kind of posts, photos and links and text. Now, this is slightly changed now. So for example, right now, Social Bakers, and these are recent stats of 2018, Social Bakers is reporting that live video is getting the most organic reach. Now, I know that Facebook right now is going through a bit of a crisis and it keeps altering its algorithm and stuff. But all of that said, live video and native video is still getting the most reach, right? So what does all of this mean? Let's take Instagram, for example. If you look at Instagram, was a photo heavy platform, right? But look at the growth that video has had on the platform from between 2016 to 2017. That's a massive jump, right? So again, if you look at landing pages, video increases your conversion rate. If you look at emails, it increases your open rates. So all of these stats viewed together tell you that algorithms prefer video. It doesn't matter what platform, it doesn't matter if it's website or email or landing page or Facebook or Instagram or whatever, right? And of course, YouTube is all video. So all of the algorithms are right now pushing and promoting video content. So you've got these 3 factors. So you're looking at the industry as a whole and you're looking at it, okay, search is performing really well right now. I can rank my video content on Google's first page, like really easily if I follow a great search strategy. I can I can play to the platforms, and I can make sure that I get platform agnostic. So all of the different sizes and formats and aspect ratios, easily you can do that, like especially if you're a Wave customer. And the third thing is that you can absolutely jump on the trend that algorithms are promoting video content more. So all of this is the landscape right now in which we are working in. And I get this often. I often get this argument, what if my audience doesn't want to watch video? What about all those people who prefer to read or skim? They don't have the bandwidth, they can't be bothered, they prefer to read, they prefer to listen to podcasts, or they only watch, if they're familiar with a video creator, or all of these reasons that people come up with, right? And to that I say, nobody is ignoring them. In fact, with a video first content strategy, what we're actually doing is bringing all of those derivative forms into our video content. So we're starting with video, and then we are creating content to match our audience's preferred learning styles. So if they prefer to read a blog post, we can do that. If we have a video, we can convert that into a blog post. If they prefer to get on a podcast and listen to audio only, if we have a video, we can do that. So video is actually the best form of derivative content. And if you look at what was happening in 2011, so this is a screen grab from the Content Marketing Institute, which says that the holy grail, create a blog post first, and then if you notice, video is listed as a derivative of a blog post, right? And so now the landscape, because of the three emerging trends that I mentioned, the landscape has totally changed. So 2011, yes, you were creating regular blog posts, weekly blog posts, fresh content. That was ranking in search. Now 2018, regular video content helps you rank better. Why? Because by starting with video, you give yourself multiple media-rich formats to work with. You can work with audio, images, text, GIFs, memes, and just so much more, right? So video actually just helps you to reach more platforms, more formats, more audiences. And if you want a list, this is an inexhaustive list. It's not complete. I mean, there's so much more, right? So there's all of this stuff that you can derive out of videos. And I'm going to show you some examples of this. So blog posts, interviews, podcasts, presentations, social media, posts, images, email, memes, GIFs, webinars, syndicated content, ads, infographics, live videos, Quora answers, niche websites, and just so much more can be derived from video. So if you start with video, you actually have a better chance of being more spread out with all of your other forms, but tied into a core video strategy. And that's what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to give you an example real quick here. I made a video, which was an interview, and I'm going to show you how I converted it into an ad. So real quick. So this is the video that I made. It was a 22-minute interview with an author. His name is Patrick Hanlon. And I just want to show you what I did with this video. So I made it into, first of all, I made it into a 16:9 ad, which I then placed on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I'm just going to play this for you. I'm going to tell you why. All right, so now that you watch that, I'm going to come out of here. I'm going to go into my Wave animatron account. I'm going to show you what I actually did here and why. So one of the things I actually love about Wave is that if you've got like a core video strategy down, and then you come inside Wave and you want to create, let's say in this case, I wanted to create different ads, and I'm going to show you some different formats as well, right? So what I did was I started with a 16:9 horizontal ad. I also made that into a 1:1 square ad for Instagram. And then I wanted to also jump on Instagram stories to make a 9:16 story. So this is like a one-click conversion, right? And the reason why I wanted to do that is to promote the interview and to promote my core content. So that is a great way of understanding how to form your core strategy. And then you can create ads, you can create memes, GIFs, and all types of other video formats using this. So I'm going to come back to my presentation and show you the next one that I created, which is the Instagram ad. Now, what I love about this is the fact that because Wave has millions upon millions of video and photo stock, for this, I was looking for very specific kind of music. And the music had to be haunting because the book was about branding from the perspective of forming a cult almost. So I literally did a search for cult music, and you know, this was the result. I'm going to play it one more time for you guys because I love it so much. All right, so there you have it. And then again, this is the 9:16 format. The reason why I wanted to make an IG story out of this is because when audio plays on Instagram or Facebook, it is not auto audio. So people have to actually click on the audio. So yes, they can read the text, but in this case, the music was like part of the experience. So I wanted to put it on IG stories because guess what? On IG stories, music auto plays. So that was the reasoning behind that. But then apart from just creating video from all of these, I also go the extra step and create blog posts. So I would embed a video, I would take my core video and embed it into a blog post. And that would simply be either a summary or like the transcript, which I've already created. And the reason for doing that, again, this is how I'm able to rank in Google as well, because it gives me more SEO juice. It also allows me to cater to people who prefer to read versus watch videos. And it also allows me to access people who are on mobile phones, and you know, they can access my content in a variety of ways. And also because internal link structure is established in a blog post where people can click through and read like other stuff of yours and like click through to other related posts. So that's something that I like to do. And again, email newsletters is also something. So these are just two examples. We're going to get into a lot more of these examples. But the crux of what I wanted to convey today is to create regular programmable video content that offers economies of scale across platforms and formats. So make videos, not one-off ads. So if you start by making a core strategy around lots of videos, regular video content, programmable video content, that's going to give you the economies of scale, and then you can reach audiences across platforms, across formats, and you're not tied down to a particular platform. And so this is what one of my strategies looks like, where we create like 40 plus pieces of content every week from one core idea. And we're going to get into how we create these 40 plus pieces in webinar 2. So I hope that you guys are going to be signed up for that webinar, because that is when we're going to get into how we create these 40 plus pieces. But for this webinar, look at what's in the center, the core theme. Right? That is the most important piece, the foundational piece that you need to get right in order to be able to create all of these 40 plus pieces. And so that is what our focus for this particular webinar is going to be. How can I create online video and other branded content at scale? What should be the core content that I need to start from? And this is where I want to introduce to you the H3 framework called Hero, Help, and Hub. But before I introduce this framework to you, I just quickly want to come across here back on on video with you guys. And I want to ask you if you want to know about the H3 framework. So therefore, if you do, I want you to type in H3. Okay, and I'm just going to scroll through some of the comments that are coming in. So I can convert a video into a blog post. Yes. Kate, I have seen this ad on LinkedIn. Yes, I did use this ad on LinkedIn, Kate. Yes. Thanks. Ooh, Nikki was saying my screen is stuck. I hope it's unstuck now, Nikki, and I hope you can view this. Awesome. Marcella, I think it's Marcella saying H3, Olga saying H3, Senia saying H3, Maria saying H3, Fatma saying H3, Venkat is saying, no, I'm not aware of H3, Victoria H3, Lori H3, Zion is saying H3. Awesome. So that's what the second part of this webinar is going to be all about. We're going to get into how to just really nail that core content down by working in the H3 framework. And I'm going to tell you why that's such an amazing framework. All right, so everyone's ready. Let's just get back to the presentation because you guys are like, yay. Okay, so I'm gonna start up the screen again. And yes, share. And yes. All right, Olga, I'm just going to need you to give me a quick yes if you can see the screen again. I always want to make sure this is working.
Yep, I can see just fine.
All right, great. Excellent. So let's get into the H3 framework. So H3 stands for Hero, Help, and Hub, right? What does that mean? So this is the crux of your video content creation strategy. And this is a framework which has been outlined by Google Brand Labs. It's also used widely on YouTube, which, as you know, is a hardcore video platform. And it's something that is used across fields, across content formats. You can use it for any kind of content, right? But primarily for video, I'm going to show you some really cool examples of how it works. So what is help content? Help content is always on pull content designed for your core target. And we're going to get into what does that mean. Hub content is regularly scheduled push content designed for your prime prospect. Hero content is large-scale tentpole events or go big moments designed to raise brand awareness and broad brand awareness. Okay. Now, when you're thinking about Help, Hub, and Hero, you can think about it as one whole thing or as standalone pieces. And I'm going to break them all down for you in a pyramid form. So here is our pyramid. So at the bottom of the pyramid is your help content. Now think help content is searchable, it's real-time, and it's evergreen. This is the content that people are going to search for. Now, let's say if you're a restaurant and you start to create recipes, and so maybe you're going to create something like how to cook apple pie, or whatever recipes you want to talk about, or your food network or something. So that's going to be an example of help content. Help content could include how-to videos, tutorials, product demos, testimonials, case studies, anything that your customer is going to log on to the internet and search for. Now, help content can be absolutely evergreen. So literally you're thinking about having anything that people ask you, anything that they ask you related to your company, related to your brand, related to your industry. So it's almost like a video FAQ. Any kind of questions that people ask you go into your help content, which is why it's evergreen, because you don't take your FAQ off site, do you? Right? It's always there. It's always available. It can be searched anytime and accessed anytime. So that's one kind of content to create. Now over here on this side, where's my pointer? I haven't been using my pointer. Okay, here we are. So on this side is hub content, right? Hub content is for people who already know your brand, and you want to give them something to build that stickiness. You want them to keep coming back, keep interacting with you, keep, being engaged with your brand. So that is hub content. So hub content can be episodic, right? Every week you release a new episode. So very much like a TV serial, for example, right? Every week is released. So the same way you as a brand, as a media brand, release episodic content. And the purpose of that is to build engagement and build community. So hub content plays a very, very key role in keeping your current audience engaged with your content, and it keeps them coming back. That's why it's called push content, because it's pushed out to your audience. Hey, tune in every week. This time we're going to be here, this show, and we're going to discuss some examples of how this works. All right, so what is hero content? Hero content is your one-off. It's your piece de resistance, right? I'm sure I said that wrong, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's the content that you use to build your brand awareness. It is the stuff that goes big, celebrity, viral, ads, events, product launches, big campaigns that you have going on, interviews that, with influencers, for example, and all of that stuff. So that all falls under hero content because it exposes your brand to the masses, to like a mass audience, and it helps to build brand awareness. Now let's look at Help, Hub, and Hero from a slightly different perspective, which is on a timeline where you have time on your horizontal axis and your reach on your vertical. So what does help content look like? So help is the bottom slab, this blue slab, which is all your evergreen content. So as you notice that it stays pretty much there. You can add to it, sure, but it's like your video FAQ, right? It's always there. People can always search for it. You can always add new material to it. It's the content that people are going to type in a search query and be routed to. Now, look at the hub. Now you're looking at little hills here, right? So hub content is your episodic content, and that's what it looks like. So every week you're publishing a new video. Every week you're publishing a new video, right? Or weekly or monthly, whatever your frequency is, or twice a week. So the point of hub is to make sure that you are reaching your customers and the content is targeted to their passions. And what kind of? We'll get into some examples of hub content. Now, hero content, as you can see, are these infrequent peaks. So like, for example, you could have 4 in a year. So you could do hero content quarterly, right? And that would be aligned with whenever your big product launches are, and aligned with when your big moments of when you want to push something out and do like a massive scale event or experience for your customers. So this is kind of how the framework works out. Now let's get into some examples of how to create help content. Ooh, all right, this is one of my favorite tools to use. It's called Answer the Public. And what it does is that if you put in a keyword, such as I put in vinegar, and I'll tell you why in a second, I put in vinegar and it gave me a diagram of all the questions people are asking related to the keyword vinegar. So people are asking 189 questions, and it comes up with 136 prepositions. So with, for, all of those, and all of those kind of prepositions, and also comparisons. So it's basically a tool to gauge what kind of questions people in your potential target market are asking around a specific product. So if you are a company that makes vinegar, like really out there kind of example, right? If you're a company that makes vinegar, what kind of video content can you possibly produce, which is help content, right? So for example, people are asking what vinegar to use for cleaning, what vinegar is gluten-free, what vinegar to use for pickling, right? And so if you are a company like Sarson's that makes vinegar, then you would take pickling as a cue to talk about how to make pickled red cabbage, for instance, right? So can you see how to create help content that ties directly in with search? So whatever your audience is searching for, whatever is in demand, whatever people want answers to. You can use a tool like answerthepublic.com and find out what questions people are asking around your topic, and then make videos around that. And that is a really cool way to make help content. And Sarsens implemented this strategy, and they made a lot of help content, and they were able to generate 4 million views in 1 year. They also put all of this content on their website, and therefore they grew their inbound website traffic by 541% compared to the previous year. But the biggest side effect almost was that they wanted to introduce their product vinegar to a younger demographic, which is why they went on YouTube as well, to be able to access a newer generation of millennials who are learning how to cook, and they wanted to know all the different uses of pickling different fruits and vegetables, right? Maybe even meat, I don't know. All right, so let's go to another example. So if vinegar was too out there, what about banking? So I'm gonna actually come out of this and show you the YouTube video here of a bank that implemented the help video content strategy, and this is what they came up with. What's ISA flexibility? It's a 30-second video. I'm going to play this for you.
What is ISA flexibility? Pretend this bottle is your ISA balance. From the 6th of April 2016, if your ISA is flexible, you can withdraw money and put it back in as many times as you like within the same tax year. And any money replaced won't count towards your annual ISA allowance. Easy peasy orange squeezy.
Awesome. So what Halifax Bank did with this kind of video content is that let me cancel that, is that they basically wanted to reach a younger demographic that was new to banking, and they wanted to help that demographic understand how to actually work their accounts and actually work with their bank. And so they created these 30-second videos, which they converted into video ads. And the result was that they used these ads on YouTube, and they also used these ads as true view ads on YouTube. These ads would play in stream or alongside related content. They were restricted to 30 seconds, and they had both audio and text commentary. So they had the whole media rich experience. Nielsen scored these videos 100% for the metric easy to understand, as you can see by the video content, and they generated a 31% brand uplift for Halifax Bank. Now, all they did was they created help content based on the terms that their target demographic were using and not understanding. So they wanted to simplify all the banking jargon and be able to reach consumers and educate them while also promoting Halifax Bank. Genius. All right, now let's talk about a few examples of how to create hub content. So you remember that hub content is episodic, and it's regular programming to engage and build community. So let's see some examples of how to create hub content. When you start, you want to ask yourself these 3 questions. What's different and unique about you? What part of your brand can you really own? Something you can really hone in and go niche and go deep. What right does your brand have to play in the space versus all of your competitors and all of the other people? And so one brand that answered this question really well is Social Media Examiner. And they came up with hub content, which was sort of like a documentary style behind the scenes look at what happens in their company. So they made videos, and they placed these videos on YouTube, Facebook, and they also converted some of them into ads, and they derived some live video content from it as well. Now, the thinking behind their strategy was that they're a marketing company and their audience is other marketers. So they came up with hub content to show marketers the challenges that they face in building a marketing agency. And so one of the things that they wanted to do was they wanted to sell 5,000 tickets to their annual Social Media Marketing World Conference. And so instead of just saying, hey, here's the conference, buy our ticket, they made a whole show around it, right? So a whole 6-month show around it, with episodes coming out every single week on how they are making Facebook ads and how they're selling more tickets and what the problems that they're facing and the behind the scenes and who they're hiring and what is their brand, how is their brand dealing with all of this. And so anyone who's a fan of Social Media Examiner would be watching their content. It's engaging, it builds community, it's directed to their audience, which is marketers who want to know how to do marketing and how to teach marketing and how to build a marketing agency. So bang on content. This series did so well that they met their goal of selling not just 5,000, but 6,000 tickets to their annual conference. So that is a great example of how to create hub content. Another example is Peter McKinnon. He's a photographer, a freelance photographer. He's got 1.8 million YouTube subscribers. And all he did was he started to create 2-Minute Tuesdays. And what those 2-Minute Tuesdays did is that they established his brand and established his authenticity as a photographer by just talking about what's happening behind the scenes in his photography business for 2 minutes every Tuesday. Now, the fact that he put in Tuesday in the title of his playlist means that his core audience comes back. It's content that they keep coming back every Tuesday to view because they're already engaged with the brand and they want to see what is going on every Tuesday. What is he talking about today? Another example, similar kind of example, is Whiteboard Friday by Rand Fishkin of Moz, or rather I should say ex-Moz, because he's not with Moz anymore, but he's still producing Whiteboard Friday. Same concept. Every Friday, all the SEO gurus or all the people wanting to learn SEO would tune in to the Moz YouTube channel, and they want to know what Rand has to say about what's happening in the search marketing and the search industry, right? So episodic content designed to keep your community engaged and offer value to them. One more example is Marie TV, again, Q&A Tuesday. So notice how there's a theme running here. This is content that people know when it comes on. So Marie Forleo is a life coach, and she started her business, very successful business and entrepreneur right now. And she started with making weekly videos on YouTube, and that became her core content. So episodic hub content every single Tuesday. And the reason it's called Q&A Tuesday is because all she does is takes a question from her audience and answers it. So you could even say it's kind of a hybrid between help and hub. So she's actually answering questions, but also getting her community highly engaged and involved in the content by answering questions from the community. So participatory and keeping that factor in there as well. So I hope you guys are enjoying these examples. If you are, put down in the comments below which example was the most interesting for you and what kind of content you're thinking of creating. Help, hub, or hero. And we're going to get into hero just right now. So how do we create hero content? So the sweet spot of hero content is to figure out what does your brand stand for and what does your audience care about. So at the intersection of these two things is where hero content does really, really well. So this example is from Dove. And what Dove does really well is they produce a lot of videos, but every few months or years or so, they produce hero content based on what does their brand stand for. Their brand stands for beauty is for everyone, and everyone is beautiful. And what does their audience care about? How do I look? Beauty from my personal perspective. And so they create content like this, the Dove Real Beauty sketches. And also Dove chose beautiful women all over the world. So this is hero content. As you can see, 9.4 million views, and this one had 68 million views because this was one of the first ones that they launched 4 years ago. And so it's not as frequent, but when they do it, because they are honing in on what the brand does well and how the customers perceive themselves, this hero content does super fantastically well for them. Now, I want to show you an example of a brand that's creating all three, right? So they're doing help content, they're doing hub content, and they're also creating hero content. And their brand is educating, their audience, they're entertaining them, and they're inspiring them. So they're hitting like all three of these markers, right? How are they doing that? So this is a grocery brand, Tesco, UK based. And for help content, very, very simple. So they're showing how to create all of these different recipes. So how to bake delicious scones, or how to make shortbread, right? So very simple, strategic help content designed to get in people who are coming in from search. Easiest way to get organic traffic. Make content that people are searching for. Now, what are they doing in hub content? So they've started a series called Food Love Stories. And what they do in hub content is that they go behind the scenes on why they love certain dishes. And it's called Watch the Stories Behind the Ingredients and Discover What Makes a Good Meal Great. So they're showing you behind the content for people who are already subscribed and they're already their customers. They already shop at Tesco, and they're bringing them back in with stories, and they call them love stories of food. Who doesn't have a love affair with food, right? So it's designed to engage and interact with their audience. And finally, hero content. So this you got to see, right? It's brilliant. This is the kind of content they do on special occasions, like, for example, Halloween. So this hero content got 1.3 million views. And I want to play this for you real quick here. Everything you need for a spectacular Halloween now at Tesco. Absolutely brilliant. And it just goes to emphasize how brands can create content at scale, and they can hit all of those help, hub, and hero formats just the same way that Tesco did. So if you're starting out and you want to create something that's easy and fast, and you want to have like a core content strategy based around getting people in from search, then help content would be great. And if you already have a core audience and you want to keep them engaged, then some kind of episodic would be great content for you to start with. And of course, every once in a while, you want to go for those big moments and do something super creative and get that hero content in. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And when you do that, you can then decide on what platforms you want to place what content on, and that's how you scale it up. Right? So you need to start with that core strategy and that core platform, and that's how you scale it up. So what we talked about in this webinar today was you need to create videos that are optimized for search, that are platform agnostic, and specific to each platform you intend to be on. And then you need to get into your core content strategy, your video first strategy, by using the H3 content framework, which is to identify what kind of content you want to create: help content, hub content, or hero content. In webinar 2, we're going to be talking about your brand's content plan and how to actually go from that core content into creating all of these other pieces, 40 plus pieces every single week from your core content. And then perhaps we'll get into another webinar, maybe if you guys want more, you can let Wave know, and that would be the distribution strategy for all of those pieces of content. So that's what we're going to get into webinar 2. Make sure that you are signed up for it, and I'm going to make sure that I think Olga will send a link to you or write it in chat here or email it to you. Either way, you should be able to get into that, and that's going to be next week, April 5th. We're going to discuss that particular content. If you want to see more videos from me, you can immediately go to my YouTube channel and be sure to subscribe, because I have a video out every single week. youtube.com/Salma Jafri 76 is the place to go. I also have a Facebook group, which is called Personal Branding with Video. So if you are into Facebook groups, then that's the place to join. And if you want to watch my video content on YouTube, then go on YouTube and join me there. And of course, I'm on all these other places as well. So Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, everywhere, I'm Salma Jafri. That's SALMAJFRI. If you want to email me, info@salmajafri.com, and my website is salmajafri.com. So I'm going to close this presentation, stop sharing my screen there for a minute, and come back. Alrighty, guys.
Oh, thanks so much, Salma, for a fantastic webinar. I actually learned quite a lot about the H3 framework, and I think we're definitely gonna need that for our content strategy too. And I do think we have a few questions here from the audience, so we still have a couple of minutes to answer those. So, all right, so Michael is asking, what is the, he's actually sharing how to, like, are there any pieces of advice how to get more reach and shares on one's videos? Like once you create a video and put it up there, how to get more reach and shares for the video? So
that's a great question. And I think it comes down to, first of all, when you're making your strategy, you already want to decide what are the different platforms you want to share that video on. Right? And so then you want to create videos that is going to be native to all of those platforms. So at the outset, before you even create your video, decide what platforms you want to share it out to, and make sure that you can convert that video in a way that is going to be native to the audience of that platform. So if you're creating a video, for example, for Instagram, then you want to make sure that it's got text with the video, because audio will not play automatically. You want to make sure that it is under 60 seconds, and you want to have a call to action at the end. So you want to encourage your community to share it and like it and talk to you and comment on it, right? So one great way to understand how you can share it is to create it at the creation stage. You want to think about, okay, where are the places that you want to share it, and then create it according to that.
It's perfect. To actually keep in mind to have the strategy in mind before going into the video creation. So another question that we have here real quick is what are the key elements of a successful video? Is there some kind of a formula that we can apply, and is there a formula to create a successful video that would get most reach and engagement? So
yeah.
Yeah,
so I mean, a successful video is obviously different for each brand. And the way that I like to think of a successful video is reverse engineer it. So first of all, define, what does success mean to you? Does success mean brand awareness? Does it mean a lot of shares? Does it mean that becomes a viral hit? Does it mean a lot of comments? Does it mean a lot of leads and sales coming from it? What does success mean to you? Right? And then you sort of want to make video attuned to that. So let's say I want to build my email list through the videos that I'm creating. Let's say that's my goal. And success would be email signups, right? So what I want to do then is make sure that the video that I'm creating has a very strong and relevant call to action to download something that people can use as a freebie or a lead magnet, which is directly tied into that video. So if I'm doing a video on, and I did this actually, on how to write a video script, right? And the call to action was, here's my template on how to write a video script, go ahead and download it. And that is a great way for me to get email subscribers. So you need to really reverse engineer the process. First, define what success is, and then come up with a strategy that is super closely tied in to getting you there.
Beautiful. Okay, I think we are, is there any, okay, another one from Venkat. Is there any example of brands dealing with negative review videos posted? So do you have any examples on top of your head? Like, I guess.
Okay, so examples of brands dealing with negative review videos. Okay, so I think that one of the things that is really powerful is, first of all, if you're confident that your product, is a great product, then you should not be afraid of negative reviews, first of all, because there will be, people who love you, there will be people who don't love you, and they will say that they don't, right? So that's one thing. The second thing is, if they have a genuine concern or issue with your product, then you want to be able to address that head on. So instead of hiding or having no response, if, for example, they have a negative review on a social media channel, you want to be able to tackle their query head on, but then take the details of that review to private, right? So for example, if it's Facebook, you can do that. So you can tell your negative reviewer that, thank you, your feedback matters to us. Let's talk about this, and then take it to a private channel. Or if you're on Twitter, again, the same thing. If they make a negative review video and post it up on YouTube, what I would say is that what really works on YouTube is you can bury search results. So if you have a lot of positive reviews, if you can get your community around you, if you can have all of your customers talking about their experience with your product, encourage them to make their own videos, then that negative review, it gets pushed to like page 2. And I'm going to be a nerd for a second and do an SEO joke. Where's the best place to hide a dead body? The second place of Google search results, right?
Right.
So if you can just own the search results for your brand, do your reputation management, have a lot of videos that you can create around all of the positive experiences that your customers are having, then that negative review is just going to get lost in the search. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Salma, for answering the questions. I think we're pretty much done with that. So, yes, guys, if you have any more questions to Salma or to the Wave.video team, just drop us a line or either in the Wave.video community on Facebook, or just send us an email. We're always happy to talk. And thank you so much, Salma, for finding time for today to share your best practices and tips on how to craft a video-first marketing strategy. And guys, do tune in next week, same time, and Salma has more juicy stuff, good stuff ready for you.
Yes, definitely a lot of good, juicy stuff. And especially you're going to love the fact that we're going to talk about how to create 40 plus pieces. And I think that's something that everyone is really interested in. So I hope you're going to join us next week.
Yep. All right. Well, see you guys next week. Thank you, Salma.
All right. Bye.
Bye.